Good morning, my dear students. Hope you all are doing well. And today in this video, we are going to understand the chapter from your English Literature Reader book, chapter 2, and the chapter's name is The Traders of Seri. Students, this story is about two traders who lived in the kingdom of Seri. They used to travel from place to place selling their trinkets and other fancy goods. Now you must be thinking, what are trinkets? Now let me explain you. Trinkets are the pieces of jewelry that are not very expensive. The first trader was very honest and never cheated his customers. He was fair to everyone. On the other hand, the other trader was a dishonest one. He was very greedy and often cheated his customers. One day, they both went together to the city of Andhpura to sell their goods. To avoid competition, they went in different directions. They made a deal that they wouldn't enter the street if the other merchant is selling his goods there. An old woman and her granddaughter lived in that city. They belonged to a family of traders, and years before they had been very rich. But now they had lost all their money and were very poor. One day, when the dishonest man was selling his ornaments and jewelry in the streets, the little girl got tempted and asked her grandmother. But in the absence of money, her grandmother refused to buy any jewelry from him. The little girl then found a black bowl in her house, which they never used, and insisted her grandmother to give it to the merchant in exchange of the jewelry she had liked. The old woman looked very sadly at the bowl, as it belonged to her late husband, which she had kept it aside after his death, and now she had almost forgotten about it. Little did she know that that bowl was very expensive and was made up of gold, and as soon as the merchant saw it, he understood the value of that bowl, and he came to know that it was made up of pure gold. Since he was a dishonest man, he planned to cheat the old lady by refusing to accept the bowl, as if it was worthless, and later on he would come back and pretend to take because he pitied them and give very little money to them. He threw the bowl on the floor and shouted, "Why did you waste my time? This bowl isn't even worth a single bead from my goods." He then turned around and walked away, happy that his plan was working. Just then, the honest trader came into their street. The young girl and the grandmother decided to try their luck with him. So they called him and showed him the bowl. They were expecting the same reaction as before. The honest trader told them that the bowl was made up of pure gold and he did not have enough money to buy it from them. The honest man exchanged everything that he had, with all the money and with all the ornaments, in exchange of the bowl. Later on, when the dishonest peddler returned, the old lady furiously scolded him and narrated the entire story and was very angry for his dishonesty. When the trader heard it, he was in extreme agony. He ran after the trader, hoping that he would catch him and take the bowl back from him. But by then, the trader had already left the city and sold the bowl in another city. The greedy peddler was so disappointed at having lost a fortune that by the time he reached home, he fell terribly sick. This story teaches us a lesson that we should always be honest with everyone, and we should follow a popular saying, "Honesty is the best policy." Students, I hope you have liked the story a lot and you will follow the moral of the story. Thank you so much, students.